Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Diane and Jack meet Traci at the club and tell her she's glowing. Traci has waited along to be this happy and feels she deserves it. Diane admires her engagement ring, and Jack asks about the sanctioned offer. Traci says it was dashing. I'm 100% sure I want to marry Alan Laurent. I've no way met another man like him. She reveals that they want to marry in Paris and asks Jack to adopt the company Spurt to fly over there tonight. Jack appears taken suddenly. Traci notices the drop in enthusiasm. Jack asks, Paris? Diane wonders if it was her idea. Traci argues it's the most romantic megacity in the world. Jack and Diane suppose it seems rushed. Traci says they just want to go find the perfect venue. Alan's so eager. Jack finds this all veritably impulsive. It doesn't sit right with him. He offers to talk to Alan and asks, where is he, anyway? They sit, and Traci says Alan's gone to take care of some effects. He's getting dispatches on his phone about a security breach and thinks he's been addressed. Jack frowns. Traci aloud. He approved of Alan. Jack shrugs that perhaps he's turning into a nervous Nelly. Traci tells him Alan has no way pretended to be someone he's not. Jack would love to witness their union. He's concerned they'll run off and get married without them. Traci promises no eloping. They want all the Abbotts to attend their marriage. She asks Jack to walk her down the aisle. Jack gashes over, it would be my honor. They recall that he gave her down at her marriage to Brad. Traci sensations that it seems like a continuance agone. They miss John. Traci tells Jack she reminds her of him every day. It's the way he acts. He was so proud of you. Jack's sorry he rained on her cortege. He knows she can take care of herself. Diane chides them not to start crying again as Kyle appears. He reports that Phyllis and Sharon are back home. Diane asks if Phyllis faked it. Kyle says they were both being held and turned together. Jack's relieved they're okay. Kyle says they're psychically fine. Traci hopes they catch the monster responsible and soon. Kyle notices her ring and asks when the big day will be. Traci laughs that she's not sure, but it's going to be a short engagement. At Crimson Lights, Sharon serves Nick a scone and tea. He thinks it's a fix. She says it's a hint. He suppositions she's wondering if he's given Study to accompanying her and Faith to London to see Noah. Sharon admits it. Nick says it's a tempting offer, but he has to say no. Sharon tells him they wouldn't have to leave right down. Nick admits it's no way a good time to take time off from Newman. Sharon argues he could work ever. Nick says it's not really about work. She needs time with her kiddies after all she's been through. She should take that time and move Mariah to go on too. He asks her to say hello to the king for him. Sharon smiles. They go over how strong she is, but Nick still thinks she needs time to heal. I promise you I'll keep an eye on effects around then until you get back. Sharon needs him to come so he can keep an eye on her. Sharon tells Nick that he's known her up most of her life. He may know her better than she knows herself. Nick nods. That's why she should hear to him and take time to heal. Sharon shrugs that it wouldn't be the same without him there. It would mean so important to her for them all to spend time together. Nick asks her to be honest, do you ever suppose about us? Sharon asks, you and me? He nods. Nick tells her she doesn't have to answer. Sharon asks Nick why he's thinking about this now. Nick knows this isn't coming out of left field. There are times when they're together that he gets the sense she wishes Commodity would be like when they say goodbye. Sharon doesn't know what he's talking about. Nick thinks she does. I suppose there's Commodity there. He wants her to be honest. Sharon nods. Have I gotten lonely occasionally? Sure. Does she miss what they had? When it was good, of course. He's always there for her, so of course she's study about trying again. It's not like I visualize about it or anything. Sharon also asks, can you look me in the eye and tell me you've no way allowed about being with me again? Nick tells Sharon, "Of course, I've allowed about it. Of course, I have." He indeed allowed about leaning in, but also he remembers the history that's there. There's a lot of pain. He's hurt her poorly. She says she's hurt him too. He wonders how she could forgive him for that and feels fortunate that they're musketeers. "We're in a great place. I'd presumably just mess effects up again." Sharon shrugs. They might get it right this time. Nick likes where they're at and will always be there for her no matter what. That's no way going to change. At the old estate, Adam orders an op-ed on Billy's new company being fated to crash and burn. He disconnects, and turns to see Traci, who says, "This is about vengeance." He says he's not looking for vengeance. She replies, "Well, you're going to get it." Adam says the call was just about work. She tells him he's off the timepiece and suddenly he notices she set up a romantic regale. "It's vengeance, like she said." Adam allowed. Perhaps he was in trouble, but he hasn't done anything wrong recently. He learns that she cooked commodity and teases that he set the bar enough grandly the other night. Traci tells him it brought them closer. She wants to repay. Sitting, Traci muses to Adam that it's no way too late for another chance at love. They presume at the story of a aged couple holding hands that Adam saw the other day. Perhaps they figured out how to eventually get it right. She hopes it doesn't take them that long. Adam isn't concerned as long as they get there. He wonders if she thinks they're moving too presto. "Where are you with what's passing with us?" Traci is comfortable with it. Adam is too. They're not a full-fledged couple again, but they're not lovesick teens moreover. Adam teases that she makes him feel like a sprat again. They've to take it one day at a time. Traci agrees. They've to stay in the moment and produce great recollections together. She unveils the mess, which is quiche Lorraine. Adam tells her it's inconceivable. She wouldn't partake her form love requires riddle. After eating, Adam tells Traci that was one of the stylish refections he ever had. They bandy Connor being at the main house with Johnny. They'll be gaming all night. Floundering to talk to each other, Traci admits she's a little nervous. Adam tells her there's no pressure. She just wants to get it right this time. Adam agrees, but it's making them work too hard. "We've formerly won at love. You generally do'n't get a do-over." Traci decides to bring out Kate. "It's manual cutlet. I allowed. I would try again," she laughs. Adam tastes it and tells her it's the stylish cutlet he's ever had. She muses, "Occasionally if you try again, you do get it right." They badinage and she pretends to wipe frosting off his face. He puts some on her nose as they joke about liking effects messy. Adam moves near and they talk about trusting their instincts. Perhaps Baltimore wasn't a mistake. She doesn't need perfect, just real. They kiss. Soon, they're in the bedroom undressing. She tells him she's ready to make some happy recollections and he puts her on the bed, where they make love. After, they decide they'll chef breakfast together, but note they still have the rest of tonight. They start kissing again. At the club, Kyle asks Traci why Alan thinks his phone was addressed. She tells Kyle, Jack, and Diane about the textbook dispatches that said, "Security breach at the clinic. Preventives legislated." She frowns. They sounded like cautions. It's Kyle's turn to moo. He shares, Summer said Sharon and Phyllis were being held at a clinic. Traci asks, "Where is this clinic?" Kyle says it was nearly outside of city and was abandoned. Traci reasons that if it was abandoned there would be no security to breach. Jack asks if Kyle thinks it has some tie to the cautions on Alan's phone. Kyle doesn't see how. What would Alan have to do with a place that hasn't seen cases in times? Traci just thinks it's odd. Perhaps the people who took Phyllis and Sharon are targeting Alan too. The Abbotts suggest she put it out of her mind and concentrate on her marriage. Diane asks if they've told Ashley yet. Traci says they'll tell her when they get to Paris. She's upset that she'll suppose they're rushing. Jack says he'll take care of Ashley. Traci should just savor the moment. At Crimson Lights, Nick urges Sharon to go to London. She needs this time with their kiddies. Sharon will go, but says they'll be dissatisfied he didn't come. Are you sure there's nothing I could say that would change your mind? Nick will give it some studies. Summer comes by and tells them she's upset about her mama. She tells Sharon, I suppose your whole fire has really hit her hard. Summer says her mama is just out acting erratic and losing her train of study. She's generally so sharp. Sharon points out she was cured and may need to see a croaker. Nick agrees to come with Summer to check on Phyllis. He tells Sharon that he'll suppose about what they were talking about and let her know what he comes up with. Sharon asks him to let her know if there's anything she can do for Phyllis. At the club, Diane offers to help Traci with her marriage planning if she needs it. They joke about Jack being stressed about the home emendations. Traci gets a call from Alan and steps down. The other three talk about how awful it's to see her so happy. She returns and says her head is spinning again. Alan is at the field. He's bought the last ticket on the last marketable flight out to Paris tonight. Jack and the others are stunned at the news that he's going alone. Why not stick with the original plan and go together on the spurt? Traci explains that he said he needs some time. He's preparing some kind of surprise for her. Jack says, well, this fellow is just full of surprises, isn't he? Traci sighs and looks upset.